Mortgage interest rates have now fallen from 8% down to around 7%. What does that mean for Lancaster County homeowners? I'll let you know what it means in this month's market update video, which starts right now. Hello and thank you for watching this video. This channel is Living in Lancaster. We're talking about all things Lancaster, PA, including real estate, as we are a real estate team. And if it's your first time here, welcome. I encourage you to give a thumbs up on this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you get some great information out of this video. And in terms of what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be looking at the month of November of 2023, what it did in the real estate market. Now, recording of this video, the holiday season is upon us. It's December now, so we're always looking back, but I do have some insight as to what we expect here in Lancaster County moving forward when it comes to real estate. My name is Matt Moore with the Moore Group. We are a real estate team based right here in the beautiful Lancaster, PA. And again, this channel is dedicated to all things Lancaster. So whether it's your first time here or you're coming back once more, and again, thanks for returning if you are, we welcome you and encourage you to digest this data, figure this out, because you might be in the same situation, figuring out if Lancaster is the right place for you, if you're moving from outside in, or if you're moving within. Is now the right time to sell? Is it the right time to buy? Whatever the case might be, and we want to be a resource for you. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. Quickly, I'll put our information up here on the screen, and at the end of the video, we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive on how you can learn more about us and how we can help you. But you're here to learn more information, and that's what this video is all about. So let's dive into the data, looking at the month of November 2023 in Lancaster County's real estate market. All right, first things first, last month we were talking about mortgage interest rates topping 8%. That has improved from where we were at this time last month, which is good news. Now we're down around the low 7 points. So again, late October, we peaked right around the low 8s. And now we're back down to the low 7. So in about a month, we've seen a full 1% interest rate drop. And that is as a result of the inflation data coming in and showing that things seem to be cooling just a little bit. It's not quite as red hot inflation as what we have been seeing. And so as a result of that, the market is thinking the Fed won't be quite as aggressive with raising interest rates, and such the rates actually for mortgages come down. A little bit of a kind of a catch-22 there, but that's how it works, purely and entirely based on Treasury yields. And that's what we've been seeing, the mortgage rates coming down. So what that means in Lancaster, though, is, well, we haven't really seen much of a reaction from that, at least as of yet. Looking at the data from the month of November, and we still continue to be in a limited inventory environment. That has been the headlines, what we've been talking about, well, really for the last couple of years. If you go back and watch these videos, hardly any inventory, it feels like, and it's certainly lower than what is typical. Looking at that data from the month of November and what the amount of homes that closed in 2023, we did see those homes closing anywhere from around 358, closed sales. And you compare that to November of 2022, and that had actually over 400 closed sales. So we are seeing a drop from inventory on the order of about 10 to 15%. Lower than this time last year, and that was a drop from about 20% of the year before that into 2021. So we have continued to see inventory becoming more and more scarce. A big reason why home values continue to actually increase, and we continue to see competition here in Lancaster County because the inventory is so light. So let's look at those average sale prices and then what things are actually selling for. Original list price from the average side, $330,000 here in Lancaster County in the month of November, and it's selling for a little bit more than that, about $334,000. So again, we are still seeing competition in a lot of cases, but not every case. But we're also seeing more opportunity. So instead of a red hot, crazy seller's market, it's still a seller's market leaning that way, but it's not quite as robust as it was. 5, 10, 15, 20 offers, no longer the case on every house, but we are still seeing 1, 2, 3 offers in many cases for good homes in good neighborhoods that are priced correctly. One other metric that we track on a month-to-month basis is the median days on market. How many days did a home take to sell once it was listed? And over the last couple of years, this has ranged anywhere from 5 days to around 8 days. And that's, once again, in November, tracking in that range at 7 days, median days on market. So not really much of a change. Last month was 6 days on market. Now it's 7. You can't really read into that too much because median is just that middle number. We still do have homes that sell in about 2 to 3 days, just a weekend. And then there are homes that sit for several weeks. So again, it's just one of those kinds of things that just, it's kind of the market. Depends on both ways it could go. Now, this is an interesting metric from last month to this month that has changed, and it's the home demand index. And what this is basically our showing software aggregates all of the showings that happen over a period of time, and it basically tells you algorithmically is that a higher than normal frequency of showing scheduled in particular areas. And we can whittle this down into the zip codes. And as we look at the region here, we can see that Lancaster County no longer in the blue. Last month and the month before that really blue all the way across the spectrum. But now Lancaster County is starting to see a little bit more of a gray color. So steady showing activity in Lancaster County compared to cooler than normal activity in other surrounding counties. And then on a zip code by zip code level, Northeast Lancaster County continues to stay pretty hot in terms of showing activity and showing demand, at least according to this. Now, just because you're in a blue zip code does not mean that you are in a buyer's market, or really, you can't really interpret it that. It's just meaning from month to month and from year to year, it's a little slower in these areas than it has been. Still though, competition, even in the blue areas, is somewhat common. Definitely more so common in these red zip codes where we are seeing consistently a lot of competition, a lot of buyers still on the market, even as we go through the holiday stretch. And that brings me to the takeaways. And of course, interest rates being around 7% from the 8% mark, not really seeing much of a difference in terms of buyer activity, at least as of yet. And I think that can be attributed to the time of the year. November to New Year's, it tends to be a very, very slow time of the year here in Lancaster County and really across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Just because it gets colder, it's the holidays, not a lot of people want to be selling their house, having showings during that time unless they absolutely have to. And buyers not really in the mood to buy a house during the holidays. They got other things going on, plans, travel plans, seeing family, things like that. So as a result of that, we tend to see activity coming down, and we're seeing that even though interest rates have dropped a full percentage point. Now, I do think though, if we can get those interest rates to come down even more, maybe get into the sixes, or if getting into the fives would be great for a lot of buyers out there, that's going to see the activity picking up, especially as we come out of the holiday season into the new year, and we will likely see more inventory coming online, but also more people in the market to buy, especially people who have been backlogged over the last couple of years and over the last couple of months when interest rates came up and they became priced out because of the affordability side of things. There are still quite a few buyers out there on takeaway number 2 here. Still not a lot of inventory. So for people thinking about selling or absolutely having to sell during this time of year, it's actually not a bad time to do so, just because there still are buyers out there. There still are people looking and still are people going under contract at this point in time, just less overall. So that means your home coming on the market is not going to have a whole lot of homes to compare to. So if people are ready to pull the trigger, your home is going to shine like a beacon because there's not a whole lot out there to choose from. But again, I do think into 2024, we are going to see that backlog releasing to some degree, especially if we can get rates down. I think it's a lot like the lobster in the pot of boiling water analogy. For example, bring the pot of water to a boil, you drop the lobster in, the lobster wants to jump right out, right? Because it's a big shock. However, if you slowly increase the temperature, the lobster stays in. That's the analogy. And I think that applies in this case. The mortgage interest rates shot up very, very quickly, and it led a lot of people to pull back. I do think though, now that rates are starting to come down, people are getting used to this new rate environment here, 6, 7, 8%. I think we're going to see more buyers coming back in. So 2024, I do believe into January and February, we're going to start to pick things up pretty quickly, and it will lead to a faster paced market, certainly more so than we have right now. And hopefully we get a little bit more inventory, which will be good for consumers out there, buyers. But also, again, I still think it's going to be competitive. There's still more buyers than there are sellers at this time because of that lack of inventory. If you got some great information out of this video, I encourage you to thumbs up this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're making all about Lancaster County. We want you to be able to see them. And if you'd like to talk to us about real estate, we'd be happy to have that conversation with you. Here's our information on the screen. Like I promised earlier in the video, call, text, email, it doesn't matter. We want to talk to you, have that conversation, be able to guide you when it comes to real estate here in Lancaster County. You can also check out our website, themoregrouplancaster.com. We have a lot of great resources for home buyers and sellers there, and just really shows you who we are, introductory, kind of a handshake virtually, and also shows you how, from the selling side, we can market your property better than anyone else, and on the buying side, how we can just be a guide for you through this process. And of course, if that's not enough, you want a little bit more to do some research on, I encourage you to go check out our reviews on Google. We have over 60 plus 5-star reviews and counting, and a lot of people in your same situation reaching out to us and having a great experience. So check those out, and then once again, reach out to us. My name is Matt Moore with the Moore Group. Subscribe to this channel. We'll have more monthly market update videos so you can keep tabs on Lancaster County's market. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.